Heads Up with Jariah.
The space where we dive deep into the mechanics of chronic pain and the science of relief.
Whether you're navigating migraines, neurological tension, or just looking to better understand how your body functions, you're in the right place.
Let's clear the mental fog and get straight into today's insights.
Good evening, good evening, good evening, and welcome to Heads Up with Jariah. Tonight I'm really super excited because I love what I'm talking about tonight. Not that I don't love about craniosacral, but I love HeartMath too. So HeartMath, it's your secret superpower. You have it. It's already inside of you. All you got to do is learn how to use it. So how did I personally learn about craniosacral, or not craniosacral therapy, HeartMath? Well, it's not how you would think that I found out about it. You'd think that, oh, it's because you're a licensed massage and bodywork therapist. That's how you found out about HeartMath. Nope, not it at all. Actually, how I found out about it was because I read a lot. And I found a book by an author by the name of Dr. Joe Dispenza. Some of you might know about him, some of you might not. If you don't, I suggest checking out his books, checking out his meditations. If they resonate with you, great. If they don't, that's okay too. So the book that I found HeartMath in was Becoming Supernatural by Dr. Joe Dispenza. And once I learned about it in the book, I was like, oh my gosh, I've got to learn more. So therefore, had to go out and get the book, The HeartMath Solution. So if you truly want to know more about HeartMath, I highly recommend getting this book because it has all of the breathing techniques that we use in HeartMath. So one of the really cool things that I love about HeartMath is it's been around a long time. It's Doc Children. Sorry to say Doctor. Doc Children. One of the really, really cool things about that man is he is a North Carolina native. He was born and raised in Goldsboro, North Carolina. And if you read the book, he talks about being from North Carolina. He talks about it in his story of Papa John and how he talked about Papa John as they were talking to him that they were getting ready to move to California. So Doc Children started the HeartMath Institute back in 1991, so 30 plus years ago. That's when the research began. And 1991 is when he founded the HeartMath Institute. It's a non-profit research and educational organization. There have been over 300 peer-reviewed studies published worldwide about HeartMath. And to the viewer who's popped in, let me pop over into the comments in case you have any questions. So the Inner Balance dongle app was launched in 2013, making it possible for the average person to be able to do heart rate coherence training at home. So it's used by Fortune 500 companies, it's used by the military, it's used in schools, it's used in hospitals, and obviously individuals worldwide. It's why I like to work with teachers. So if you're a teacher watching this, definitely practice your HeartMath so that you can teach it to your students. I can tell you, it'll change your classroom for sure. What HeartMath is, it's not just a breathing exercise. It is a breathing and emotion-focused technique. That's the key, is focusing on the emotion. So it allows you to train your heart rate variability into coherence. And I'm going to talk more about what coherence is and what heart rate variability is. So stick around. If you're my age, you'll understand this reference. If you're a young pup, you may not comprehend this. But we used to have radios that would have static and all kinds of white noise until you got tuned into that channel and got it nice and clear. That's what coherence is. It's that clear channel for your body. A lot of people don't realize that the heart has a nervous system. It has over 40,000 neurons in the heart. And scientists call it the little brain. We actually have three hearts. We're not going to go into the third one, which is your gut. They call it the second brain, but we're not doing gut work right now. Your heart, and I'm just going to say this and I'm going to give you a moment to think about it. Your heart sends more signals to your brain than your brain does to the heart. Just sit with that for a minute. The neurons here send more messages here than the neurons here down to the heart. If your heart is in chaos, your brain is going to be in chaos too. If your heart can find coherence, then your brain will follow. So again, I said I would tell you about what heart rate variability is. It's not your heart rate. We all understand that it's 60 beats per minute, 75 beats per minute. That's not what we're talking about here. Heart rate variability is the space between your heartbeats. So your heart is not supposed to sound like a metronome. Tick, tock, tick, tock. It's not how it's supposed to be. The variation between the beats of your heart is actually a sign of health. So the higher the heart rate variability, the more resilient and adaptable your nervous system is. If you have a low heart rate variability, and I will show you here in just a second what I mean by that, it means that you're going to be stressed. It means that you're going to be depleted and you're going to be running on empty. So I just want to show you really quick in both of the books. So, because I feel like this one gives a better explanation, better thing. I hope everyone can see this. This is low heart rate variability. Look at all the jagged lines. That's what you don't want. And if you look here, you will see how nice and smooth that heart rate variability is. This is what you want. This is what you don't want. Okay? So, coherence, again, is that smooth, rhythmic wave pattern in your heart rate variability. It's not about slowing your heart rate down. It's not about taking your heart rate from 75 to 60 or from 85 to 80. It is about creating order in the rhythm. So your heart, your brain, and your nervous system all synchronize. So that's the beauty of why HeartMath and craniosacral therapy complement each other so beautifully. So CST sessions, craniosacral sessions, actually improve your heart rate variability. Coherence, when you can get into coherence, it literally changes your physiology. It shifts your nervous system from sympathetic, so the fight, flight, freeze, into the parasympathetic, which is that rest and relax and digest. It reduces cortisol, which is the stress hormone that drives inflammation. It makes bellies big. And it reduces the inflammation, which is your greatest enemy. It's our greatest enemy. So if you can improve your heart rate variability, you're going to better be able to adapt to triggers like barometric pressure changes, which is what we're getting ready to get a little bit of here in New Bern. Two practices that speak the same language, but they work in two different ways. They both work, meaning craniosacral therapy and HeartMath. They both work with the body's natural rhythms. They both shift the nervous system out of the fight or flight. But HeartMath is something that you can do at home or at work or when you're driving in your car, or when you're standing in the grocery line. And it's something you should be doing every day. Cranial sacral therapy is the professional support that goes a little bit deeper. Now, I can hear all of you guys. There's a few of you out there, I think, they're saying, well, I already have an Apple Watch. I already can track my heart rate variability, or I already have an Oura Ring. It tracks my heart rate variability. It does, but it doesn't. The difference is your Apple Watches and your Oura Rings, while they're great, they're truly great for helping you to monitor your health. They are passive all-day trackers. So they just give you a general wellness baseline. With Inner Balance, which is what I'm going to show you tonight, and M-Wave too, the professional software that I use at work, they connect to your earlobe. And the difference is the earlobe has the densest capillaries, and it has zero muscle interference, and it gives you that cleanest signal. So you're going to see better what your heart is doing. So smartwatches and the Oura Rings, they just sample intermittently to save the battery. Where Inner Balance, it gives you the ability to stream the continuous high-resolution data that you need to be able to see. So it's built exclusively for I knew I was going to have problems saying this word, psychophysiological coherence training. I hate words that I can't say very well. So they track your health, but Inner Balance trains your nervous system. And don't get me wrong, when I say that it trains your nervous system, it allows you to see what you're doing when you practice your HeartMath. You can practice HeartMath anywhere, anytime, but the Inner Balance or an M-Wave allows you to see the results of the practice you're doing. So what I'm going to do is, this is a device that you can purchase on HeartMath on their website, heartmath.com. This is the personal one that you can order so that you can connect it to your phone and be able to see how your heart rate variability is doing. And I'm going to teach you how to do it tonight. And we're going to do a little practice together. So let me get my M-Wave, my Inner Balance up here. There's several different screens. I hope that you can see this. There's the mandala. There's that one. I enjoy that one too. We're going to spend a little time on that one. And then this one. The difference, I think I have this one set on 3 or 4. Let me show you the difference of, no, that's just challenge level. I'm going to change it to challenge level 4 and show you the difference. Well, it looks like it's the same. The green is going to be high heart rate variability, the medium, and then the low, the red. We don't want it in the red. So I'm going to switch it back to 2. There's all different tips. I guess you cannot see that. I apologize. That was something I was afraid of might happen, but you'll be able to see this screen. So we're just going to leave it on the screen. I am going to connect it to my ear, and we are going to turn it on. If I can get it to turn on, there we go. And I like this screen when I turn it on, so that when it is in purple, it tells me that it is connecting. There we go. And that tells me that it is calibrating. It is tuning into my heart rate. And so I'm just going to kind of go ahead and start practicing myself and just see where I am. And then we're going to do it together. But I just want to show you, once it finally connects here, it probably come in at medium, probably blue. There we go. Yeah. So I'm just going to practice HeartMath a little bit. Ooh, that's red. That's what we don't want. So good. We're back up to blue. And back down to red. So it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to do HeartMath while I'm on screen with you, which should be able to be done. So we're going to practice. We're going to start with just heart-focused breathing. So right now, I just want you to focus on your breath. And I just want you to breathe a little bit slower than your normal breath. So if you breathe in 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, I want you to slow it down to a 4 or a 4.5 or a 5 if you can. I breathe very slowly, so mine's a 6 or a 7. So just focus on the breath, breathing a little bit slower and a little bit deeper than you normally breathe. Now we're going to get into the HeartMath. I want you to tune in to your heart. This is heart-focused breathing. And we are just going to imagine that we are breathing in and out of our heart. Just breathing in and out of our heart. Now, the next thing that we're going to do as we continue to focus on our breath, continue to focus on breathing in and out of our hearts, I want you to think of or try to imagine a thought or a feeling of appreciation. Who can you just in your mind say, oh my gosh, I appreciate this person so much today? Or, man, I appreciate that my husband did this for me today. Or, I appreciate that my children did their chores. Just whatever emotion of appreciation you can focus on as you're breathing in and out of your heart. That is heart-focused breathing and the quick coherence technique. So what I'm going to do is I am going to show you, and I'm not sure if you can download this or not, but this is the quick coherence technique. And if you can read this, great. It tells you the steps that we just did. And we, again, can do the heart rate variability. And we can do a HeartMath session here. So I like to do it. There's one other person watching. I was hoping there'd be a few people, because the more people that do HeartMath together, the easier it is to go into a high coherence, because you not only have one person's heart doing the coherence. Think about the metronomes. I said our hearts don't go like metronomes, but when we have one or two people that their hearts are in coherence, just like those metronomes that are in the right wave, they can bring the other metronomes into coherence with them. So that's why it works so nicely when there are more than one person that's doing it. So I'm going to remove that. We're going to come back over to that. So it is something that you can do anywhere, anytime. It is not something that you need to come into my office for, but it's also something that you can come into my office for. Let me hook you up. We can see how your heart rate variability is doing. And then you can know that your practice is working. But you're going to be able to tell if you're doing this a couple, 3 times a day. You don't have, if I was to tell you to do it, I always say this in my sessions. If I was to tell you to drop and give me 100 push-ups, I can guarantee not very many of you myself included, could drop and give you 100. But if I asked you to drop and give me one push-up, I bet you would give me that one push-up. That's what it means. Just practice for a little bit. Build up your muscle to do the heart rate, the HeartMath. There are many more techniques. There's the freeze technique besides the quick coherence. If you want to learn more, again, I highly recommend getting the HeartMath Solution book because it has all the techniques in it. It has all the handouts in it. You don't need to come to me for those. If you want to do the work on your own, just remember, you've got this. So I do offer HeartMath sessions in my office for free because I want everyone to do this. I want everyone to teach other people to do this because I believe it's important. It can make so much of a difference in your life if you can get your heart rate variability into coherence. And I do have the past episodes that I have done. I'm going to put them on YouTube, and then that way you can go watch them at any time. You don't have to come and see it live. And to those people, I love you. I love you. I'm glad you showed up because it does make a difference. It does make a difference. And I'm able to show that you were here. I'll see y'all next week. Haven't decided the topic yet, but I'll let you know. Have a blessed evening. Get out there. See if you can hear any birds and let Mother Nature sing you to sleep. Be blessed.